Hello students, today we'll do one more question, that is this question which is given in the figure. So below is shown a figure is an incomplete front elevation of a cone. So this is incomplete front elevation of a cone intersected by a pipe. So this portion is the pipe part which is intersected with the cone, and we have to draw the complete front elevation. So we have to complete the front elevation plan, that is the top view we have to draw of this figure, and we have to also do the surface development of the cylinder. So we have to develop this cylindrical portion of the diagram. So this is the combination, this question is the combination of projection of solids and the development of the surfaces. So let's start doing the question. So first I will draw the given figure again on this drawing sheet, then I will draw the top view of the diagram, then the last part will be drawn. So let's start drawing the first part. So as you know, this diagram, this cone has a base circle, that is its base is 64 mm, having the dia of 64 mm. So what I will do, I will draw the 64 mm dia here. So that means 64 is this much. So I will draw a line. That line should be very light line, my dear students. So I draw the 64 mm base of the cone. Then I will do the half of this, bisect rather. So that is 32. So 32, this is the bisecting point. So on the bisecting point, I will draw the axis of the cone. That axis is how much? It has the height of 74 mm. So it is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 and 74. So this I will draw the central axis of the cone. Okay. Now what next I need to do, I need to connect these points with the apex with a light line initially. Again this needs to be connected with a light line initially. Fine. What next I need to do, I need to find out the center of this pipe, which is the cylinder. So it is half of this, that is 34, half of this and plus 15. So that means 34 by 2, that is 17 plus 15, that is at a height of 32 mm. So from this base of the cone, I have to go 35 mm, 32 mm up. So that is 32 mm. So this is the center. So I will draw again a central axis of the pipe. So this is central axis of the pipe. Okay, what next? Again this is at a distance of 46 mm, that means from the center it is 46 mm. So I will measure from here 46, it is this point 46. There I will draw a line, again a light line, again a light line. And now the dia of this pipe is 34, that means 17 mm above and 17 mm below. So I will draw the 2 points on this line. On this line 17 mm, I will mark 17 mm, that is this point, and here it is this point. Then joining these points with the slant edge of, or slant generator of the cone, joining these points. Now rest of the part can be made dark. I can make this now dark, and joining again this as a dark line and this as a dark line. Okay, this is what was given in the figure, and as I said, this is incomplete one. So let's assume that this cone is resting on the ground, that ground is my xy line, so I will now draw the xy line. Let's assume this is my xy line. So now from the front elevation, I will initially draw the plan of it. So for plan, I will extend this central axis. Then anywhere I will draw a line, horizontal line on the central axis that will indicate the center. So I found out the center of that base. Now what I need to do, I will measure here. This is the half of the base. So now this as a center, I will draw a circle, that again a light circle. That again a light circle. Fine. And this circle needs to be divided into 12 equal parts. So already 4 parts are there. So I will divide this circle in 12 equal parts, keeping the protector at the center. Now giving the points at 30 degrees, that means now 60, 90, it is 120, and this one is 150. So I'm dividing this base of the cone into 12 equal parts. Now joining this point and the center of the circle with a very light line. Same goes to the other points. Same goes to the other points. Now these points needs to be joined. With a very light line. These are all construction lines, my dear students. This is how I have divided the base of the cone into 12 equal parts. So now naming them. So this is, let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and this one is 12. What next? When I look at from the top, I can find this apex. Let's assume this apex is 0. Fine. And when I look at from the top, I can see this cylinder. And how I can find the cylinder looks like the same, having the dia of 34, which was given in the diagram, 34. So what I have to do, I will produce this point. Fine. I will produce this point with a very light line, with a very light line. Now next, what I have to do, as I can also produce this point, the other end of the cylinder. Now let's assume this is the center of the cylinder or the pipe, and the dia of that is 34. That means we have to again mark 17 mm above this line and 17 mm below this line. So in the front elevation, so 17 marking on this line and 17 marking on this line, that means this point. Fine. Now joining these points with a dark line up to this point with a dark line. Again this goes with a dark line. And now joining this one also goes now the dark. And this one also goes as dark. Now what else I need to do? I will make a semicircle. That semicircle has a dia or the radius of 17 mm. So keeping this as a center, I will draw a semicircle with a very light semicircle. Fine. Because I need to divide this cylinder into equal 12 parts. So what I need to now do, I will divide this semicircle, assuming that that semicircle is the base of the cylinder, into equal parts, that is 6 equal parts. I will divide this. I will keep the protector here and again divide this at 30 degrees. 60, 90. This is my 120 and this is my 150. And joining these points with a light line. With a light line and with a light line. And then this way. My dear students, if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe my channel for more such videos, and also press the bell icon for the notifications. Okay, now what I need to do, I will just mention their names. Let's call this A, this is B, C, D, E, F, and this is my G. What needs to do next is producing these points as in horizontal lines or the parallel lines to this base. So I will produce this line with a very light line. Again, this is a construction line, it should not be darker. So I'm producing this point up to this point. This has been already produced. Then I produce this point up to this point, and the last one is this one. Okay, now what needs to be done next? I will make this portion darker now, this base of the cone. This needs to be made darker only up to this portion. Okay, the rest needs to be, when I look it from the top, I can see this line. So this is indicating this line. So this rim cannot be seen. So if I produce this, this can be seen as a hidden line. So it will be as a dotted line. So I'll represent this as a dotted line. Fine, and this circle needs to be rubbed off because it cannot be seen. So I will rub this portion. So this is my plan is complete. Now let's complete the front elevation. So to complete the front elevation, I need to produce these points up to the XY line or up to the base of the cone. So I will produce, this point is already there. See, this point is already there. So I will produce this one along with this one. So like this. So producing this up to the base, that base is my XY, or we can call it as ground because it is resting on the ground. What is resting on the ground? The cone is resting on the ground. This is already produced. So this point needs to be produced, this one and this one. And this and point 8 needs to be produced. This was the point 8 here. And the 7 has been already taken there. So it is already there. So let's name these points in the front view. So as this is 1, so this will be 1 prime here in the front view. This is 2 when we look it from here. So we can see only this half of the base and this half will be hidden. So it is 2, that is 2 prime, and behind 2 prime is 12 prime. So that will be in brackets. So same goes 3 prime, 11 prime, and 4 prime, 10 prime, and this is 5, this is 5, this one, and 9 prime, this is 6, this point is 6, and this was 8 prime, and this was this one, this point, this is 6 and 8 prime, and this is 7 prime. Now what next I need to do? I need to join these points, these are the generators basically. These are all generators, and I need to join these generators with the apex as they are connected here with the apex. So I will take these all points up to the apex. So this will go to the with a very light line. Remember students, these are all construction lines. These should be very light. Again, this point goes up with a very light line. This is already there, so let me take this one there with a very light line, and now goes this point. This one also should be darker, so I need to connect this line to this point with a dark line. Now this, as we have divided this one here, this should be also divided in equal parts as a hair. So I can do it with either with compass, or you can use the scale. So let me use the compass to divide this line. So this is this one. The next is on the other side. It will be almost same. Then goes to the next point. This kept keeping the one leg at A and another at the other point. So this is this one point, and keeping one leg here and cutting this line. Now what I need to do, I will join these points with this slant edge of the cone with very light lines, my dear students. Again this point with a very horizontal line. See, this is already joined, so I need not to join this. Light line. These are all construction lines. So now you can even name them, because see, this was A and this is my B, C, D, E, F, G. And then goes, because let's keep these names only initially. I will tell you how we can do the rest of the part. So this way my plan and the incomplete front elevation is now complete. This is the first part of the question which we have completed. Now for the next part, that is the developmental part. Let's now do the third part of the question, that is surface development of the cylinder. So now we have to assume this as the cylinder. So I will draw this separately for the development. So as I know, this dia of that cylinder, that is 34 mm given in the question, my dear students. So I will draw a line. That line is 34 mm. So from this point to this point, this is 34 mm. So I will draw the base of that cylinder. Now this is the minimum height of the cylinder and this is the maximum height of the cylinder. Let's take the minimum height. I will measure this from this point to this point, the height, that is 21 mm approximately. So I will take this as the vertical height, that is 21 mm. So up to this point I will draw the line, vertical line. Same way, this is the major line, maximum of that cylinder, maximum height of that cylinder rather. So this is, it is 36 mm. So on the other side I will measure 36 mm. So that is 36. This is the 36 mm on the other side. Now this is the truncated part of that cylinder. So I will join this and this one. So it becomes the truncated cylinder. This is the first thing what I need to do. I have kept this part at the ground and I have drawn the truncated cylinder part because I have to do the development of it. Now for the rest of the parts, I know this distance was how much. It was dia of it which was 34 and it was given. It was 34 which was given, 34, let's assume it was in mm, and we know the circumference. Now we have to open up this truncated cylinder, we have to open this up, and it will be, the formula is for that is the circumference of the cylinder. So circumference of cylinder, that is pi d. So d is here 34, that is the dia. So if we calculate pi into 34, that is 106.81. Let's do 7, 10, 20, 30. So let's do it this way, 100, and it is 107. So I will draw a dark line. I will draw a dark line. Okay, now next what I need to do, we have to divide this line. So assume we know this, it was the smaller end was, this was A, and this was the G, the larger end. Fine. And we have divided this into 12 equal parts. So we know this end is A and this end is also A, because we are opening, let's remember, we are opening A. We are cutting the A and G will be at the center. So we have to divide this line into 12 equal parts. So for that, what I have to do, we have to draw a line, a construction line, inclined line at any angle at your choice. Then we have to cut this inclined line into 12 equal parts. So without any measurements, I'll keep the one leg of the compass here and I will start cutting this line into 12 equal parts. That's 1, 2, 3. So let's name this is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and this is again A, because end we are opening the end, and is AA. So what next we need to do? We need to join the end of this line to the end of this line, end of this inclined line with the end of this line. So I will start joining with a very light construction lines, my dear students, and now start drawing the parallel lines to these lines. So keeping the pencil here and drawing the parallel lines. So this way we have divided this line into 12 equal parts. So this is my B, C, D. So as you know, the maximum height of that cylinder is how much? So let's measure this. Maximum height of the cylinder is 36 mm. So I will draw a 36 mm from this A. I'll go up 36 mm and draw a darker line. Or light, sorry, you can draw it a light initially, then we can do the rest part darker. So 36 light line, then joining these, so we got a rectangle. Now we got a rectangle. These points up to the top, so with a light lines, these all points goes up with light lines. These points goes up one by one with light lines. Now this also has been taken care of. Now we know this is a truncated cylinder. So for that, what we have to do, we will go directly to this part and we'll start taking, we'll keep the one leg of the compass at A and another at this point C, my dear students, another at this point. So this is my A So this is the measurement where from I got it. I got it from the front elevation. So now I'll keep it one leg here and cut this line, and same goes here. So similarly for the other points. Now next time I'll keep the leg, one leg of the compass at B and another here, and I took the measurement there. Now I'll keep one leg here and another here, cut this point, and same, because these are the two generators. Now next time at C, opening it up a little more. Now again keeping it here, and then to the other side. Now next is D, that is here and up to this point. D. I'm showing you the steps one by one, my dear students, for the clarifications, so you will not have any problem while doing yourself. So now at E, so I have taken the measurement from there. Now I'll keep it here, and then next is I, and then F. At F it will be more opened, then F here, the F1, and then G, and the last is G. That's the maximum height from this point to this point. It's the maximum height which we have already taken, so this is this one point. Fine. So these are the points which we got. These are the points like this one. These are the various points which we got. Now we need to join these points with a freehand sketch. We need to join these points with a freehand sketch. So let's join them with a freehand. Okay, now I can make them darker. So this is a dark line now. This is a dark line. This is also a dark line. And I will draw this now dark. And I need to rub this because I initially did this dark. So this is okay. This is my development of the cylinder. So this is the front elevation, which was incomplete. I completed this by mentioning various points, and the plan and its development of the cylindrical part only. So this is my front view, this is my top view, and this is my development. Hope you enjoyed the question. Thank you very much for watching me. See you next time.